Hey everyone. I just finished fourth first, and I just want to tell you guys my experience with fourth first as it's a second semester with Zoom, and so that's why I'm gonna make this video. And I think from the responses I've been getting from the first video, I plan to do this every 6 months um, or less throughout my career. So you can see basically the transition. Um, Fourth first was also online again. It was about motors, um, and the class has become more stringent because of the relaxation that they had on the first time they did Zoom. They seemed like there's flaws there, so they got more strict, a little bit too strict. Uh, I have my reasons why I use the bathroom a lot. I have medical reason. But the second teacher that monitored the classroom, she would kick me out all the time. Then one time she confronted me and asked me why I go to the restroom so much. Why do I leave the screen? And I told her I got medical problems. She said go send that to the administration, and I did. The email got bounced back. She never asked me again. So I didn't see anything about it. When I take my final at the end, I move up to the screen like a little bit close. So my phone, which does the zoom, didn't show me for a second or 2 minutes, three. I don't know how long. So she kicked me out of the final. I believe it was her. Now I have to retake that final 2 weeks later for all the things I already studied. So it's pretty tough, just make sure you're on the phone. I'm sorry, make sure you're on the screen. And I'll say that was like a big burn, if it was really her that did it, but I'm pretty sure. Um, it sucks, but there's pros and cons. You're gonna be right in front of your house. I mean, right in your house right after it's done. The class is 4 hours long now. It's literally from 5:30 to 9:30, almost every minute. So when your theory class comes, please be ready. And there's only basically, I believe, like a 15-minute break in between every 2 hours. So, and then you got to go to work the next day. So you got to get up whenever time you got to get up to get there by 7. So be ready for that day and then the next day. Um, so far, I think I've explained it to you since the beginning of my journey. My first year was the worst pay I've ever had. You know, uh, I came in with $12 an hour with a bachelor's degree in accounting and economics. Um, and some people might ask, why didn't I pursue that? I did. I tried. It was too boring. I wasn't the type of person that could just sit in the office for 8 hours, 9 hours staring at a screen. Might have got better, you know, and I wanted to try something new. I wanted to learn a skill, another skill. And that's why I transitioned over to this. And was it the best decision at that time? I don't know, but I wanted to try it. And I seen basically my family members that spoke no English go from nothing to owning a bunch of properties, even enough so that he gave one to his son. So somebody that knows no English, doesn't have a bachelor's degree, doesn't have any that much of an education when it comes to whatever is on paper, to make that much money, I was hoping that I could do better. And that's why I joined the union, Local 3, because I was hoping to finally basically get my feet wet into this whole development area and see how it goes. Right now it's not exactly what I was looking for. I'm gaining the skills. I'm not the one basically the general contractor, which I believe should be my ultimate goal, but we will see. Um, Now I finally reach. It took almost 4 years to reach to like $20 an hour. And it might take you about the same. And just remember that my first week's check that I got after taxes was $350, and that was back in, excuse me, that was back in 2017. So that didn't even cover the rent, you know. And I don't live by myself. I take care of my mom, my brother, and it was hard. I was like, damn, I'm putting this much time in to get paid this little. Fortunately, I had other things that I did on the side that was able to give me extra income to live off of. If I didn't have other things to do, I think I'll be almost homeless. That's how bad it is. And a lot of people come in previously as a father and son transition. So they were able to get support from their family, you know, who would help them while they go through the whole journey. And the journey takes almost 6 years. Times change. People have different circumstances coming in, especially minorities. We not usually in America for that long. So the generation of being in I guess a union or a job position is not there. I don't have. I'll tell you right now, I have zero family in the business, meaning the local. I know no one when it came to the local. I've heard, I went to a vocational trade school, vocational and technical school, in high school, and I knew people that was in, but we weren't like buddies. They didn't tell me everything. But one of my customers told me that he's in the local, and he told me that he struggled real hard for 6 years, and now he's a journeyman. I believe for like almost 5, or even more now, because the time he told me, he was like third first or third second, I believe. So he says he's doing great now. Every week he could go on vacation, like on weekends after he finishes work. He's single, doesn't have kids. So I weighed all that together, and I'm in fourth second now. I know how much he struggled because I'm going through it too. And why I'm telling you this is because you got to think about this as your long-term goal. Is this what you really want to do? When you turn out, you could also get laid off, and you could wait on a line, which is like a waiting list, for months, years. And hopefully you have something on the side that can make you income. And while you're going through the journey, please hand in your performance sheets on time, because your performance sheets and your training center now counts for you to get your raise. Previously, when I was around, I believe like second year, they just started the training center, so they were still giving you raises if you didn't complete that. You need to hand those things in on time, and you should. I would highly recommend you to hand it in at least every 2 months, because on your 4th month you have to email the head of administration to tell them why you missed so many months of performance sheets, and you don't want to go to that. time because they could hold back everything so that you won't be able to get your raise on time. I believe I'm 6 months behind because I handed it in late. Also, there was one time when I first handed it in, they just left it in the folder for 3 months when I went down to the hall, but they blamed me for that. And I think after that, I just handed it in late all the time. And unfortunately, it took a long time to catch up. Every day you're learning, you know, that's a great thing. Um, I finally switched shops. As an apprentice, you get laid off, you get fired, whatever it is, reduction of work. You go out the next day. It won't affect your income so much. But as I said, when you turn out to journeyman level or rate, you could wait for a while. The standard between the shop I came from and the shop I'm in now, insane, insane. The second shop I'm in now, or the one I went into, their quality and their standard of work level totally different. I feel like I came from the mud. Like I literally came from something that was gruesome. Like it's just like the atmosphere changed so much. They expect you to work like hard, like all day, every day, and of course you should, but they push you to the next level. They wanted like to know everything you're doing every minute, and sometimes they have bad management. They will expect you to do the work the way they said it, but they don't really tell you what to do. We're just like, so how am I gonna do it? I even had the journeyman who became a sub foreman have racial comments about me, and I don't understand. Like I never offended him, but he just thought I was dumb, So he said a lot of racial slurs, and we finally came to amends, but it took a long time, And it's not something you want to face in a local, especially if they're considered your brothers, no matter what, whoever it is, your brothers, your sisters in the union. I would recommend you never to miss a training center because it takes a long time for you to get another training center, like months. So I would think I was third, second, and I was finally taking like second, first. That's how bad it is. And I think a month later, I took second. So be on top of that, or else you're not going to get your raise on time. With the new shop I'm in, I learned so much because management, other journeymen, they're willingly going to sit you down and tell you the details. You ask them, they'll tell you. The other one, they're like a little more hesitant. They feel like you're going to take their job. But at the end of the day, the apprentice got to learn because we're going to be basically carrying and paying for your pension. So if you don't explain things correctly to the apprentice, it's going to affect your pension. It's going to affect the next generation of Local 3 electricians. And that's what I've experienced. People didn't want to explain what they're doing. They just wanted to rush it and get it done, mainly because that's the atmosphere that grew in the old shop. So I am very grateful to move on to a different shop that teaches you at a different level. And now I've been doing fire alarm a lot. I'm understanding the concept more, and it's a very good niche to get into. From what a lot of people told me, fire alarm is essential in almost all commercial buildings. So think about that when you get in. And if you have any comments or any remarks or feedback, just just ask me on YouTube or anywhere you see these videos. I'm glad to respond back. And just wait for the next video, because I believe in like 2 more months I'll finish fourth second. And oh, also another thing, I'm finally able to afford all the benefits that we get in the local. So I'm finally redoing my teeth. I'm getting Invisalign. Finally got new glasses. I haven't went to see an eye doctor for 4 years, and recently I seen that like when I driving at night, it's getting even more blurry even with my glasses on. So I thought it was time for me to go finally do that, and insurance paid for it all. You can't say that about every other company or job that you work for, and a lot of times now with COVID and the economy, they try to cut your hours and they want you to work part-time rather than full-time to pay you benefits. This local, all the unions will never do that because they need you as a full-time worker. So you're always going to have your benefits, and if you have wife and kids, they get those benefits too. And I think that's essential for you to look at if you have a big family. Thank you.